All right, we have more work to do, and we're going to use the little 550. I used it all day yesterday, and now we got to clean up what I did. So that's what we're going to do right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. We're gonna take the little 550 here and we're gonna go get a wood trailer. I've been cleaning up fence line and stuff. Anytime you have fence in the woods, trees fall on it, and it was a whole bunch of sadness. So I've been sawing, and there's still a section. The place we're gonna go is still the old section of fence that Grandpa had just a couple strands of barbed wire. It's not much of a fence at all. But I've been working on, over the last few years, trying to clear it so that I could put up a better fence. And I just have never made much progress. But a tree fell over it yesterday, so I had to do something. And even if we don't get the new fence put up this year, what I'm trying to do is get a path where I can drive my little spray tractor next to the fence all the way through the trees and keep it clean. So that whenever the time comes, it won't be 3 days of sawing to get this done. So I've been plugging away at it over the last several years, and yesterday I just made a whole slew of progress. But I want to pick up what's on the ground right now, and then we'll go from there. Oh, starts every time. Now this will probably make the cows go berserk, but I don't know what to tell you. They need to get over it. Every time they hear this does not mean that there's food coming. I don't know why they got so attached to this one, but it just ain't happening. I suppose we probably should take the saw with us just in case we run into something that we might need a saw for. So we'll stop and get that on our way. Yeah, we need to finish this project because I found an escapee. One of them got out and walked through the woods and was up here where he's not supposed to be. So after hollering a little bit, he ran back where he came, and I saw where he came out at, so hopefully we can stop that. Although the fence ain't much down here on the far end. We just got to make sure the electric's working when we're done. Yeah, this is partially why I want to get that other set of gates where I can get through the other way, because my little access road here gets kind of wet. I need to do some ditching and stuff and make the water go away. Come on, 550. So I've got it all cleaned up in the nice section of fence pretty good. And one wire was broke yesterday, so I got that fixed. But I've had stuff laying here for a long time. And I don't know, maybe we should change our plan. Maybe I should just go along here and pick up everything starting here until I have a full trailer load, to finally get this out of the way, because it is ridiculous. I mean, every time a tree would fall, I'd have to just saw it up, and if it was on the opposite side, which didn't belong to me, I just left it lay over there. It was their tree, not mine. But anything that was on this side, I sawed up with the idea that maybe I'd come back and pick it up for firewood, but never did that. So now either way, it needs to be picked up because it's garbage, and we can sort through the good stuff as we, go to burn it in the stove. But I think I'm gonna do that. I think we're gonna just start here and go all the way along and saw up whatever needs sawed up, and just so we can make some progress, because I'm not making any progress on this project. So see, that ain't much count anymore. Do I want to, how do I want to do this? I'm thinking maybe of sawing first before doing anything. Saw up everything into the stove links so it's ready to go, and then I'll load last, or at least saw till I'm out of gas, and then that's what I did yesterday. Saw a while, moved stuff a while. The cows are stirred up now that they heard the tractor running, so it'll take them a while to calm down and realize it's not for them. Oh, fun. I need to tighten my chain up first. Probably about time for a new chain, but that ain't happening today, so it's probably about shot now. Okay, you're gonna have to just pretend you know what's happening. I have 3 of these saws, different sizes, and I was going to use the one of the other ones. The first pull, the rope came out, so we're going to be getting new rope. Alright, I'm sure you want to see a fat man cutting wood, but you're going to for a little bit anyway. Come on. Now. forgot I was going to bring the splitting maul and just split it as I went along here, but I didn't do that. Some of that ain't worth taking, but I want it out of here. I want it cleaned up, so it's going to go whether it's worth it or not. Anything will burn if you try hard enough, see? I'm also thinking of work hard, not smart. But what I was thinking is, I wonder if it'd be better for me to unhook this trailer somewhere, maybe not here, somewhere down the line, load stuff up in the tractor and just dump it in the trailer and then hook it up at the end. You know, that would save having to lift all that stuff, and hopefully I'll last longer, you know, get more done today. I don't know. Is it worth it? This whole project isn't hardly worth it, but it needs to be done. Consequently, this here is the only Chevrolet I've ever owned, and it's the best one. You know, I cut off all the stuff that didn't work, that Chevrolet made wrong, and so this is really great. It works great every time. All right, I decided just to strong arm it, but I found something that you might find interesting. Grandpa was a firm believer in using trees as fence posts. So I'd say on that leg there is where he nailed this, and then the tree grew around it. There's the bottom one. Can't even see anymore. And I didn't realize that was there, so we probably ought, we might hang this on the shed wall, see? But we better pick this up and pick up that fence, because it'll get wound up in a bush hog. So when he actually still built this fence. That was back when he was able to do such a thing, and the high tensile fence was the new thing, so he was going to try it. But after doing some of it, I learned some things, and I make mine different than what he did. I do 5 strands. I put the ratchets in the middle and put a spring on both ends. You can pull them tighter. And then I also brace both ends much differently than he did. I put well, you'll see it at some point, but so I didn't realize that was all still laying in there, even though technically, like, this fence is not on the line at all. My line is probably back, like, behind those other trees, so we're a little ways off of it, which is fine, because that gives us some, you know, room for error. There's an end of wire. But how far do we want to go here? We're opening up a can of worms. I really don't want to do that. I'm thinking for now, what we don't see can't hurt us. As long as it doesn't catch the mower, I think it'll be fine. I don't really want to spend half a day winding up wire that's buried down in the dirt. You know, let's just, wherever we see it, we'll cut it. Maybe we'll do that. See, we're making more work for ourselves we don't need. Alright, let's take that. Let's take that. We didn't know we were going to be finding fence. I'm amazed I haven't found it mowing through here all the time. But at any rate, see, there's more of it. There's a piece. Is this a short end? Good. Okay, now we're gonna walk away and pretend we don't know that that's there. So hopefully we don't waste all day doing just that, because it's not what we came down here for. I still need to take the saw and trim up some of these bushes and stuff that have grown in here. Most of this stuff's dead because I spray it, which he did not do. He did not believe in spray. So I do not believe in chasing cows or having to continuously prune stuff out of my fence. So I'm a fan of the spray. Whether you love it or hate it, you'd feel the way I do if you had to do this all the time. I guess we'll pull up there more to the stuff. I got a whole bunch of it sawed up, ready to load on the trailer. That's what we came down here for, but then I changed my mind. So I don't know, we'll see how long I hold out. It's hard for me to cut on the ground because when you're tall, that's a far way to bend down all the time. You're doing that all day long. So, you know, we'll see what I get done. And then we can always stop and go down there and just load up stuff. And then I also need to, at some point, take the tractor, this little tractor with the loader, and go through the path that I made all the way around down through there and push out all the brush that I just have laying. I tried to throw it out of the way, but there's some things like old trees that fell years ago and got sawed up and just are laying across there, and they're really big in diameter and they're totally rotten. So the little tractor will push it no problem. I sawed them up into chunks so that I could just shove it out of the way. But that's the kind of stuff. Like along here, it's really easy to drive next to here and spray right on the fence. But when you get down into it, you know, trees have creeped out over the years, and this is all wet anyway, so it's not really much loss. You can't really farm this for much of anything because it'll be underwater several times a year, and so Grandpa just pasture, you know. And I'm trying to bring it back around. It was not the best pasture, so that's what I'm working on here. But trees fall all the time, and then the neighbors had some logging done, and that made it terrible because now every time a wind comes, something blows from over there because there's nothing to stop the wind. So I have a lot more work of cutting trees than I used to. But yeah, so see, like here, you can't really get close to the, you know, tractor. It would have to be out there. Fences in here, you can't always hit it all. So I'm trying to make me a little path through here where potentially I could drive a little tractor all the way along here in the trees. I don't want to cut all my trees down, so don't start in on that nonsense, because like I said before, I like to have places like this where the cows can go and be in the shade when it's 120 degrees outside, you know. Then they have some place they can escape to, and it's fine. You know, you don't have to babysit them. But all this stuff has fallen in previous years, and I've never gotten back to it. And there is one calf that is jumping out of here because I just saw him come in a while ago. And yesterday the fence was totally flat on the ground. So, yeah. But a 2-wire barbed wire doesn't really do a whole lot, I hate to tell you. But that's just the setup that he had, and I haven't got this far. So eventually I want fence around the whole place, but I just haven't got that far yet. That's tens of thousands of dollars, and we're working with tens of dollars of budget. So, but yeah, this all is kind of a mess, and we're slowly chiseling away at it. And that probably would have been really good for firewood if I would have got after it right away when it fell. But what do you do? There's like 5 weeks work here just in this section from here to the tractor. And we're not even to where I was yesterday. I thought maybe I'd motivate myself by, you know, seeing that I wasn't that far from where I quit yesterday, but I am. I think this is it. This is where I quit yesterday, clearing the fence out, and it was on the ground, so it needs to be put back up. We need to get electric put back in it, which we have not done. I hate these posts too, but that was the latest technology at one time in the... So these little posts here are actually fiberglass. So they're supposed to be non-conductive, but when they get wet, they short out. And they're nasty to handle, because if you grab a hold of one with your bare hand, you're going to have 10 million little things in your hand. So you don't want to do that thing. Yeah, see, we're a ways away from where we were. Kind of depressing. I'm probably not going to get all this done today like I thought. But we got a lot of quit in us, so we might as well just walk down here and see what we got. The good news is from here to the corner of this fence, it's not the corner of my property, because it goes a lot farther. Grandpa never went to the total outer edge because he said he didn't want to chase the cows from all the way back in there. So anyway, but from here to the corner, I went through yesterday and cleared everything out. So all we got to do is pick up our trash and redo our fence a little bit, because it's junk. It's tore. Yeah, here's what I did yesterday. That tree was across here and took all this out, and it was laying on the ground. So I sawed it all up into good firewood lengths that I could easily, you know, one whack and split and put in the stove. Some of them nothing. There's another fence post tree. Peeled right away. I was going to leave the stump to use that still as a post, but it splintered when it was on this tree actually. It just peeled that outer layer away when it started to fall. So that's another one I sawed up. That was what you call preventative maintenance, because that was dead. As you can see, a lot of the ash trees died with that ash borer. That sucker there is dead as can be too. It needs to be cut because it's going to fall over the fence. But there ain't no way I'm touching that tree, because it's my experience that something like that, this type of tree, if I start sawing it down here, it might break off up there for no reason, fall down and kill you. So it's better just, at least I think, to just leave it alone. Let it fall on its own. We're not running a race. If the cows get out one day, so be it. We'll live. But that's the point. We want to live. So I'm not, it doesn't have long for this world, because I noticed all the bark has come off of it. But yeah, another good day or two of wind will probably knock that sucker down. But now you can kind of see my little tractor path I've navigated here next to the fence. The fence is right there, so we could take the little Ford or 550 or whatever, 500, Super 55, any of those with the little sprayer on it, could weave through here and spray, keep the fence clean. There's an old tree that would have been good several years ago, but I don't know why we never got back to it. Who knows? It's one of those things. It might have been partially rotten too, and he didn't think it was worth it. I don't know at that time, but that's a lot of trash that needs cleaned up. This type of thing, I think I'm going to pick a spot down here and just make a big burn pile for all the little limbs and the trash that, like this would be there's no use to even try to burn that. I mean, it's gone. So, and that's basically what all that is. So I probably am too, like, I keep a lot more stuff that people would probably just throw away, and I take it in and burn it in the furnace. But hey, heat's heat. When it's cold, it's got to go away. If I can throw it in there, it's no big deal. Some of these places though, like here, I'll go around this tree. Just like I said, I don't want to cut all my trees. We'll go around this tree. Still close enough to the fence we can spray. And then this will get kind of tight, but once it's cleaned up, it'll be fine. And we can, you know, this all needs to go away. Bring the little loader in here and shove and get rid of that. Probably should, no, that's sawed off, so don't have to worry about it. Another old tree needs shoved aside, but that would be a path we could drive through. And eventually, this is going to get the high tensile fence sooner than later, probably. I've got a bunch on hand. I could probably do it if I was real motivated. Go around this tree, and then at the corner of the fence down here, I tried to leave enough room where, you know, you could turn the corner. So that all needs to go away. It's cut down, just needs shoved loose. You can make this turn. And then we could go through here. There's an escape route. We could go out if we just need to come to part of it, you know. Come down through here. I've got a 3-point bush hog we're gonna have to resurrect too, and I think it's gonna come down through here and, you know, blaze the trail for us after we get some of the stuff. Oh, hey, have I been down here? I don't know. Must have. Yep, I don't know. Well, that's good. That might have been great granddaddy's there. I don't know. And if you had to use a wooden plow every day, you'd probably drink too. So here's another example. A lot of trash that needs pushed away, burn piled. Some of it might be good for starter. You know, that's pretty solid, that kind of stuff. And then just on through here, I kind of had this in my mind for the last 10 years or so. So every time I'd clean the fence, I'd try to trim back some stuff that was in the way, try to make my little path. And yesterday I really went after it and let her have it. So finished off anything that wasn't quite out of the way. So we got a lot more room. Here we'll have to go out because there's a big drainage. The tile, actually, this has old clay tile in it, and it actually comes out into here. So it's the cows, when they they have over the years been eroding away at it, and that's not good. So I fenced it where they can't quite do that thing. They can't get down in it. So, and this is dry most of the year. This is unusual that it's got water in it right now, but it's springtime, so yeah. And again, more path. It'd be real nice to be able to take like that little Cushman thing out through here too, if you had to just do a quick fence repair. So that's the kind of stuff we're after here. I've been walking and talking, and I'm a long ways from my little tractor now, so. But you can see I've got weeks worth of work to clean up, and this is all going to grow up in stuff, so I'm going to have to keep it sprayed down where I don't, you know. I'd love to get this done, but I doubt I will. The last few years I've been hand spraying this section where I can't get the tractor through. Not a big deal, but it would be a lot nicer. And really, I mean, like here, there's only one wire. They don't really have any desire to go any farther. There's nothing over there that they really want. So it's been working pretty good. And also because this all gets underwater. So if you had a really spectacular fence through some of this, you'd be fixing it all the time or cleaning out all the stuff that washed into it. So, but anyway, it goes on for quite a ways more. So we're not going to deal with that. We'll go, you know, like I said, there's times when this is all underwater, all the way up to where those cows are standing. And the little 550's way down there now. And it washes out tree limbs and all kinds of stuff. I see some bones. So I'm gonna have to go through and pick up all that stuff so that it doesn't get into something like my mower after we finally get that put back together the way that it's supposed to be. I wasn't thinking when we were walking and talking, because now this is almost like exercise, walking back to where we were. This is not the thing I enjoy, walking, but here we are. Peaceful and scenic. That's one thing about it. I would much rather be outdoors than inside any day of the week. Even when it's not ideal weather, it's still better down here than it is inside somewhere, working at a desk. Forget that. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.